Hi! If you want to know more about the dimensions in AutoCAD, how to change the style of the dimensions, and then how to create layers and change the properties of these layers, and do you want to know more about the blocks in AutoCAD and how they are useful in our life, and how to insert images to AutoCAD, and then how to produce PDFs? If so, then just continue watching. And welcome back to Tips with Mona. If you haven't seen my face before, hi, my name is Mona Abu Fayyad. I'm an architect and a designer, and today we're continuing a series that we started 2 weeks ago. So this is our third video of explaining Autodesk AutoCAD. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notifications bell on to get notified whenever I upload a new video. But for now, let's start. Okay, so I'll open my AutoCAD. Alright, so I have prepared something right here to apply the dimensions. So first thing, I want to introduce you to these dimensions right here. So we have this figure right here and we want to give it some dimensions. Maybe in the previous session I have showed you how to put dimensions for the drawing that we've made, but I didn't really describe it in detail. So for now, I'll describe it. I'll go here, I'll use my linear, I'll click one click at one point and another click on the other point, and then I'll drag it to wherever I want it to be shown, and then I'll click a third click on my mouse. Okay, now if you notice that my dimension is not really clear, so for that I'll fix it. If you want to fix it, you can go to annotations and then you can go to dimension style. You will find that you are using the one that is highlighted. So for me, I'm using this one, ISO 25. Okay, you can click here, modify it, or add a new one. For me, I'll just modify it. I'll start with the first tab. I'll just explain the things that you will need. Alright, here they are saying that the dimension lines, you can change the color, you can change the line type, line weight, and so on. For me, I'll keep them as they are. For the extension lines, which are these ones, you can also change these properties for the extension lines. So the dimension line is this one, the one that carries the dimension, and the extension lines are the ones that are hugging the dimension. And then I'll go to symbols and arrows. For me, I hate the closed filled arrows, so I'll change the arrowhead. I'll change it to architectural tick. Also, for the leader, I'll put it architectural tick. It's not shown right here, but whatever. Now for the arrow size, I'll increase it because as you saw, it was barely shown in the drawing. So I'll increase it to 7. And that's basically what you need from this tab. And now I'll jump to the text. As I said before, this is called the text, which is the numbers themselves. You can change the colors and so on. Let's change the text height because it was so small. So let's make it 7 as well. Here it will ask you if you want to draw a frame around the text like that. No, I don't like that. And then here you can control the text placement. Do you want to show it above the dimension line or in the center? I would personally like to keep it centered. So now it's between the line. So it's centered inside the line. And then it will ask you if you want to see the text left to right or right to left. I would like to keep it left to right, not right to left. And then here you can change the text alignment. Like this one, it's aligned to the dimension line. But if I keep it horizontal, it will be horizontal, no matter how the direction of the dimension line is. But for me, I'd like to keep it aligned with the dimension line. And then I'll jump to the primary units. Here you can see the precision. For me, I'd like to keep it 3. If you want it really precise, you can add more commas, but let's avoid that and keep 3. Here you can change the decimal separation. Let's put it period instead of comma, just to show you the change. Round off you can keep it 0, or if you want to round it to the maybe closest 5, so it would be like 40, 45, 30 and so on. Let's just keep it 0. And here if you want to add any prefix or suffix like centimeter or meter and so on. So right here I added m, which is meter, to show as a suffix for my dimension. And here for the angles as well, it's the same as the linear dimension. And I think that's all what you need for the dimensions. You won't need anything more. I'll hit OK. I'll make sure that I'm using this one as my current, so I'll set current. If you create a new one, you will need to do this step, which is set current, and then I'll close. So it have changed, but it's still a little bit small. So to increase it more, I'll go again there and I'll just change these two things, the text and the text. I'll go here, modify, I'll go to my lines, I'll go to my symbols and arrows, I'll set it to like 20 because I noticed it's so small, and then I'll go to the text and I'll also change it to 20. I'll hit OK, close. See, now it's bigger. Alright, I'll continue dimensioning the rest of the things and I'll show you. Let me now pick the radius to put a dimension on this edge that was made with fillet. And then I'll go back to my linear point and this point. And then I'll go, because here I have an arc, so I'll go to arc length. You can use arc length, or you can use arc length to see the length of your arc, or you can use radius to see the radius of your arc. Use my enter to enter the same command again, and then I'll use the angular to check the angle right here. So I'll click on the first angle and the second angle and it will show me the angle. I'll go back to my linear, and this is basically it. So now I have dimensions on my drawing, but for now it's really confusing to have the same color and the same layer for these dimensions. For that, I'll just open my layers properties right here and I'll see all the layers that I have on this project. So whenever you open any new AutoCAD file, you will find the 0 layer and the div points layer. So basically the 0 layer is the basic layer, the one that you cannot delete at all. And this layer, and if you don't change your layers, it will automatically be drawn on the 0 layer. Okay, the div points. The div points layer is a layer where you can draw things that won't be printed when you print your project. Alright, so now let's create a new layer. How can we create a new layer? You go to this icon right here, or you enter Alt Enter. Let's rename it. You can rename it from here. I'll call it DIM, which stands for dimension. And then, alright, and then you can check from here if the light bulb is on, then this layer is on. If it's off, then it's off. It's very similar to the freeze action. If the sun is on, then it means it will be shown. If it's off, it won't be shown, and so on. You can lock your layers so no one can make any modifications unless they unlock it from the same area. You can keep your printer on so it will be shown whenever you print, or off so it won't be shown. And then right here you can change the color of your layers. So let's select a red color, and then for the line type I'll keep it continuous. Line weight I'll keep it on 0 default. And now I'll just close my layers property. You see right here, now I have a new layer, right? So now what I want to do is that I want to put all of my dimensions in the dimensions layer. For that, so what I will do is I want to select this dimension, and then I will right click, select similar, so it will select the similar dimensions. It didn't select all of the dimensions, but it made the job easier a little bit. So I'll keep selecting the other dimensions, I'll select this one and then hit enter again, which will take me to the previous command, which was select similar, and it will select the similar dimensions, and then I'll select this angular one and I'll select this arc length dimension. So now I've selected all of my dimensions, and I'll go and select my dimension layers. So now my dimensions are in a separated layer, as you can see right here. So this is the dimensions and the layers. Now I'll move into the blocks. I'll explain the blocks. Let's draw something and then make it as a block. Okay, so let's say that this is a door, and this door has really many lines and many elements. And let's say that I want to make this door as a block or as a symbol that I want to use multiple times. So the easiest way is to create a block for this door. For that, I'll select my door. I'll go to create from the blocks panel right here. So I'll hit create, or you can use B enter on your keyboard. I'll name it as entrance door, and then I'll pick insertion base point. So this will be my insertion pick point, and then so now this is a block. And why is this useful? So when you have many elements in your elevation and you want to create a new symbol, to avoid the mess, you can use the block. Also, it's very useful because you will find it whenever you need it right here in the insert, so you can easily insert it. And see, because we've specified that the pick point is the lower left point, so my cursor is at the lower left point. Alright, so now this is very easy for us. Also, if you want to change something in one door, it will apply to the rest. So let's see. To enter the block, you can easily select the block, right click, maybe you can block edit it, or you can even edit it in the same place. I'll hit OK, and then let's say that we want to add something right here, and then I'll hit OK, I'll hit save. It's saying that all references edits will be saved. I'll hit OK. So now all of my doors are edited in the same way. So I didn't spend hours editing the other doors. No, I just edited one and it applied to the rest of the doors. Okay, let's say that you don't need this to be a block anymore, or you want to make it as a unique element. For that, it's very easy. You can simply select the one that you want to make it different from the others, or the one that you don't want it to be a block anymore, and then hit X on your keyboard and the Xplode command will show. Select Xplode and it will be exploded again. So this is how you can explode your block. And now I want to show you how to insert an image into your AutoCAD. So I'll go to the folder that has an image, say that I want to insert this image. On my keyboard, I'll press Ctrl C and I'll minimize the folder. I'll go back to my AutoCAD and then I'll Ctrl V and I'll specify the insertion point and I'll scale it. I can write a scale factor or I can just visually increase it. And then the rotation, let's just make the ortho on and click anywhere. So this is the image. It's perfectly inserted. You can then click on it and scale it, and you can trace it and you can do whatever you like, and you can then easily delete it. So now you know the very basics of AutoCAD. These things that I've explained are very basic, but this is how you should start learning AutoCAD. Now let's move into the last part of today's tutorial, and which is creating PDFs. This is a very easy and simple step. You can easily type plot in your command or Ctrl P P, alright? And this window will appear. Okay, now let's say that we want to create a PDF. Let's select DWG to PDF. And then from here, from the paper size, you need to select the paper size. Let's say that we want A3. And then here you can change the scale, or you can just make it fit to paper. And then here, the plot area, this is very important. Just select window and then take the things that you want to show in your sheet. And then if you notice right here, this is the portion of the paper that's gonna show your drawing. The hatched is your drawing. So for that, let's fix that and make all of our drawings in the center. So I'll check center the plot. So now it's centered. Now our drawing, if you can notice, is in portrait. So these are our drawings and this image is rotated. Our drawings will appear on the narrow side of the paper. So for that, I'll just change the drawing orientation to landscape. Now it's oriented to the bigger side of the paper. Now let's preview. Okay, this is how our printout is gonna appear. So I'll hit enter. Okay, and then I select the destination where I want my drawing to be saved. I'll hit save. And now this is our PDF. So this was the tutorial of today's session. In the next tutorial, I'm planning to explain the things that you will need while drawing a floor plan, such like the hatches of the walls, the tools that you will need while drawing sections, how to separate the view into two, how to make many other interesting stuff. But now you have learned the very basics of AutoCAD, and this is really important. The next session will be a little bit more advanced, so I'll see you then. So this was the end of our third tutorial of explaining Autodesk AutoCAD. Thank you so much for watching. If you want me to explain anything related to this series, please mention that in the comment section below. And don't forget to keep practicing on Autodesk AutoCAD and repeating these videos so you can get more information. But for now, I'll see you in the next one. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and hit the notifications bell on if you haven't already, so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. But for now, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.